Ever thought about those jobs, the ones kind of behind the scenes, that are just absolutely essential for keeping huge global companies running smoothly? Like the roles you don't even know exist. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into one of those, the Amazon SLP manager. Now, SLP, that stands for Security and Loss Prevention. And we've actually got excerpts from a real Amazon job description for this role as our source material today. Should be pretty revealing.
Yeah, definitely. So our mission here is to really unpack what this job is all about, beyond the title. Why is it so critical for a company like Amazon? You'll get a look at these unseen guardians, basically, of a super complex logistics world.
Okay, let's unpack this then. When we're talking security and loss prevention at Amazon, what's the core responsibility for someone in this SLP manager role? What are they fundamentally there to do?
Right. So at its heart, an SLP manager is there to protect, everything: people, property, inventory, all across Amazon's huge operations network. The job description actually calls the role pivotal for keeping the work environment safe and secure.
Pivotal, okay.
Yeah. And what's really interesting is this kind of dual nature they have. They're described as both strategists and executors.
So not just following orders.
Exactly. They're not just ticking boxes. They're actively putting global SLP standards into practice, figuring out site-specific loss prevention plans, leading investigations when things go wrong, and making sure safety regulations are followed. They really have to influence the operations teams, HR, admin, all these different groups to get security embedded into how things work day to day, which, at Amazon is incredibly fast paced.
Right.
It's not just about rules, it's about building trust, especially where you might have high turnover. They become this sort of crucial point person for fairness and safety.
Okay, that makes sense in theory.
Right.
But what does that actually look like on the ground? Can you walk us through maybe a typical day? I imagine it's pretty varied.
Oh, absolutely. The source material paints a picture of a very active, often unpredictable day. So imagine this. You start your day maybe reviewing incident reports from overnight. You're looking at CCTV footage, checking who accessed what areas.
Okay, standard security stuff so far.
Kind of, but then it ramps up. You're immediately doing a physical walk around the site, checking safety standards, security protocols, seeing things firsthand. Then you might be leading a meeting with operations, HR, admin teams, talking about compliance, maybe new threats they've identified, or strategies to mitigate risk.
So lots of cross-team work.
Huge amount. And later that day, you could be deep in an investigation. Maybe something was reported missing or there was an incident. That means interviewing associates, writing up detailed reports, deciding if it needs escalating to legal or HR.
Right. Detective work almost.
Pretty much. And then there's the data side, analyzing shrinkage data that's basically inventory loss, trying to spot weird patterns and stuff coming in or going out, then planning and actually doing loss prevention audits based on what you find.
Wow, okay.
And on top of all that, you're essentially on call. Emergency response is key. Coordinating with police or fire departments, managing crises on site theft, fire, medical issues, you name it. So yeah, it's definitely less sit and watch monitors and much more strategic juggling, investigating, and crisis management, often before lunchtime.
That sounds incredibly dynamic.
Yep.
So with a day like that, what skills are absolutely essential? You need to be analytical, I guess, for the data.
Absolutely.
And you need serious crisis management skills for the emergencies.
Exactly. Analytical thinking is crucial. You have to take that raw data on shrinkage and turn it into actual insights, figure out if it's a process problem or something more organized. And yeah, crisis and risk management is non-negotiable. That readiness for high-stakes situations is key.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Beyond the day-to-day tasks, what's the bigger impact here? Why does this one role ripple out so much across Amazon?
Well, it's because their work touches almost everything. First off, safety and trust. Obvious, maybe, but vital. They protect people, they protect inventory. That builds trust, which is huge for Amazon.
Core principle, right?
Exactly. Then there's operational continuity. By reducing risks and losses, they're key to keeping those fulfillment centers and delivery stations running without interruption. Imagine a major security issue halting deliveries for a whole area.
Yeah, that'd be massive.
It would. They also protect the brand reputation, making sure laws are followed, ethical practices are in place, acting fast if something high profile happens. And as Amazon grows like crazy, there's scalability with security. SLP managers have to ensure safety protocols keep pace with that expansion, so growth doesn't create new weaknesses.
So security has to scale with the business.
Precisely. And finally, they're culture champions. They really help embed those Amazon leadership principles on the ground. Things like earn trust, bias for action, ownership. It's not just about catching thieves. It's about creating an environment where people feel safe and respected enough to do their jobs well.
That paints a picture of huge impact, but it also sounds incredibly demanding. What are the big challenges that come with a role like this? You mentioned 247 readiness.
Yeah.
And the fact many roles are in remote locations. What's the human side of that pressure? Is burnout a big risk?
That's a really important point. The challenges are significant. There's this constant pressure, right? You have to meet strict compliance rules, but you also need to innovate and help operations scale up.
That sounds like a tough balancing act.
It is. And that 247 readiness isn't just a buzzword. It means being constantly prepared mentally and operationally for high pressure dynamic situations. It takes a certain resilience. And yes, the location thing adds another layer. Being in remote or maybe tier 2, tier 3 communities means finding people who are not only skilled, but also self-sufficient and okay with working pretty autonomously. The job description itself doesn't spell out specific support systems for burnout, but Amazon's culture, emphasizing ownership and bias for action, tends to empower managers to tackle problems head on. That can be good, but it can also add to the pressure cooker, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
It really highlights the sheer complexity of running these global logistics networks. How one role can carry so much responsibility across so many different parts of such a massive company.
So to wrap this up for you listening, the Amazon SLP manager. Way more than just a security job. They're part strategist, part investigator, part crisis manager. And they're also champions for the company's core values, all working, often unseen, to keep this global machine running safely and smoothly.
It does make you think, though, doesn't it? Considering these huge, complex global supply chains. What other unseen roles like this do you think are just as vital? The ones keeping everything flowing that we never really hear about?
Definitely something to ponder.
Hi all. Let's move to the application process. So the application steps is very simple. Just see the job ID. Just copy the job ID. This is the Amazon career page. Uh, so I am pasting the first job means the career page on the video description. You can check from here. So simply just paste the job ID here and just search, and you can apply from here. This is the today's job opening, so please don't wait too late. Please apply as soon as possible. Uh, Sorry for the reference, but it's not possible to refer everyone. So, but I'm trying to refer people so come first. Thank you for today. We'll see you in the next video.